When God has the next thing for you, He makes you uncomfortable where you are. So when you step out of your comfort zone, that is where you will meet your next opportunity. Only discernment can help you pivot from one career to another. And only strong skill sets, whatever you are doing, grow your skill sets, because guess what? You can use them in any industry.
Today is a conversation with the one and only, ladies and gentlemen, a round of applause for Stella Fubara. And today's special surprise guest, Pelumi Nubi, who drove from Lagos to London by road.
No, London to Lagos.
Sorry, you see, I love Lagos too much. London to Lagos. Thank you for joining us, Pelumi. You know, she texted me, she's like, see you soon this morning. I'm like, what do you mean see you soon? But I was just too busy to find out what see you soon meant, but here she is. Can we get another round of applause for Stella, for Pelumi, for yourselves?
No, the round of applause for Pelumi, please.
Woo!
If you didn't follow her story, it's amazing. Lady Maya.
I know you can't wait to go. I'm like, let me be the journalist. Let me do my thing, okay?
No. Like she said, I love interaction. I don't like talking at people. Everyone has a voice here. And everybody has something that's probably going to be burning in their chest as we have our conversation. So this is a conversation. Unless you are in my industry and I'm teaching travel 101 or hospitality 101, this is a conversation. And I'm fortunate enough to have been invited. I'm really pleased to see you guys here. I told her this morning, I want something cozy. I want to feel you and I want you to feel me. This is a conversation. This is how I was nurtured to get to where I am today.
Amazing. Thank you for being here. And I'm so delighted. I'm chomping on the bits. I can't wait to go. First question. And to be honest, I don't have any list of questions. So it's just flowing naturally, whatever you hear me ask. Do you feel that maybe, but let's start with introduction. I know if you're here, you know her. Or I'm hoping that you know who you came to see.
If you don't, then I really commend you, because I would not get out of bed to go listen to someone that I don't know anything about. You? So why'd you come?
Black successful woman.
Ooh.
I could be Black Brother Nigeria. It's a Black Brother Nigeria. Big Brother Nigeria. I commend you.
Fantastic.
And we'll talk about stepping out of your comfort zone. For those of you who are not Christians, please forgive me because I allude a lot to Christianity. When God has the next thing for you, He makes you uncomfortable where you are. So when you step out of your comfort zone, that is where you will meet your next opportunity.
We haven't even started, ladies and gentlemen. Woo! My God. Okay, so if you've seen the flyer, you do know that Stella Fubara is the former director of international operations for Africa at the Dubai Tourism, which is now called DET. She's also the managing director, Del York Development Company. This is her latest assignment, and I have no doubt she's going to knock it out of the park. There's a lot of history. I've had the pleasure of interviewing her twice. One for the organization I work for, Channels TV. That video is on YouTube. You can find it. Secondly, for the podcast. This was last month. So the video isn't out yet, which is why you need to subscribe to that channel so you can get the video. So I know a bunch of stuff, and I know that she's got like years and years from one industry to another, but we won't really go into that history, which is why you should watch the video. But my first question to her would be, backstory, she's a woman of power in this country. When I first came to the UAE, let's not need to be too humble. Let's not be too humble now. Let's not be too humble. When I came to this country 2019, William Stenhouse, who's the founder of the UAE African Networking Group, said, you need to meet Stella, right? And then I reached out to her, Something
and I
happened?
blew her off.
Let them go see that in the podcast. You get the gist in the podcast. But long story short is, if someone says you need to know her, now this is me, backstory. I'm a Nigerian who's just moved here. My company isn't here. I'm trying to build myself again, and I hear of one Nigerian woman who's working in the Dubai tourism. Definitely, I want to meet her and get to know her. And I believe that that's the same for many other people who have heard of her, at least when she was in that position. And you know how it is, honey attracts a lot of people. People who maybe have something worthwhile, and maybe people who just want to take. So my first question would be, do you think that sometimes you're misunderstood? When people come to you and they don't get what they're expecting.
Yes, one, because I don't know what they're expecting when they come to me. And I'm not a very nice person. Okay, let me quantify that statement. I like being by myself. I'm a functional introvert. So I can stay home 24/7 the whole year and not open my front door. Groceries will be delivered, my car tank will be filled by Cafu and all the rest of it. And so my natural habitat is to be by myself. So I'm very careful about who I let into my space. And I want people to get to the point. I don't do phone calls because please don't call me and say, how are you today? How are the children? I'm gone. Because you're calling me for a reason. I don't want you to be forced to be nice to me. Get to the point. Stella, I called you because I have this situation. If I can fix it in 2 seconds, I don't think about things. I believe that we all have keys in our hands. Those keys are not for your opportunities. They're for someone else's opportunity. So if you like, hold on to that key all you want. Nothing's going to happen for you. Likewise, someone else is holding on to your key. Open up your hands and do things for people because you can. Don't worry about whether they deserve it or not. Do it because you can. And that's what I have done with all my positions. When people come to me, if I can do it, I don't think twice. Whether I know you or not, you can be a complete stranger to me. But as long as I have the capacity to do it, I can. And when I don't do it, it's because I don't have the power. So some people, when you say, am I what was that word?
Misunderstood.
Misunderstood. I'm not hoarding my power if I have any. If I can do it, I'll do it. It doesn't take anything out of me. Dubai Tourism is not my father's company or my father's house. If I have a budget of 20 million dirhams and I don't spend it, it doesn't go into my pocket. In fact, I get penalized if I don't spend it. So I give it as freely as I can. And some people, again, based on their experiences, their past relationships, might misunderstand that and think I might be difficult to deal with, but I'm really not. But you just got to get to the point.
Get to the point and don't call, which I did.
My WhatsApp, what's that thing that DP message? It says, if it's textable, please text. Those of you who know. If it is not textable, make it textable. And that's what my message says, because I don't like too much talk.
Okay, great. So we broke a bit of ice there.
And when the people ask me, can I have your number? I'm like, it will do you no good. Because if you call, I will not answer.
So I just made you human. Stella is like every one of us, quirks and all. Second question would be, how has it been being in the UAE, being in Dubai, working with government? What are some of the insights you can share with us? So people in this room are either professionals or entrepreneurs who have come to Dubai to be successful. Dubai is a land of opportunity, like I always like to say, and that is my proclamation. It doesn't matter if Emirates is not flying to Nigeria right now, it is still my land of opportunity. what are some of the insights you can share with the people in the room that they can also apply to their journeys as far as Dubai opportunities, success are concerned?
All right, so everybody in this room right now is an expat. I do not see any Emirati. Am I right? Wrong? Okay. When you move to another country for opportunity, you can't be lazy. And you can't sit in your comfort zone and expect the opportunities to come to you. You have to step out, such as you have stepped out this morning to hear me speak and you have no idea who I am. There might be, you might not even learn anything from me. You might learn from the person sitting on your table just by saying hello. That's happened to me so many times. So you're in Dubai now. There are rules and regulations. Abide by them. I don't understand expats who go to someone else's country and misbehave. Think of a country as someone's home. If you are coming to my house and I tell you I don't allow shoes, you will leave the shoes at the front door. It's no big deal. It doesn't take anything away from your spirituality, your beliefs, your personality. You have gone to that person's house. So please conform. The other thing is, as an expat here, if you are in business for yourself, well, I think there are two professions, if you will, that I think are the most difficult in the world. The entertainment industry and being an entrepreneur. Yeah. I don't know how you entrepreneurs do. How many entrepreneurs do we have here? People in business for themselves. Please, guys, support each other. I hate risk. So I cannot be an entrepreneur because I cannot go to bed knowing that there are 10 people that I have to pay tomorrow. And if I don't get up, they won't get paid. I like going to bed and knowing that whether I go to the office or not tomorrow, at the end of the month, my salary is in my account. That's my risk level. But you've stepped out, you've come to Dubai, you have to have a very strong, discerning spirit if you are in business for yourself. Only God can help you identify that opportunity that is yours. And I am stressing, as I was talking with Plumi earlier on, make sure the opportunity is yours. Because if you go into a space or an opportunity that is not yours, you will fail. Everything that comes to you does not belong to you. It might be for you to give to someone else. And you have to quickly recognize where your skill set and your passion, especially your passion. Skills will take you so far, but when obstacles come, if you don't have passion for what you're doing, you will stop and you will fail. First, find your passion. Are you doing what, if I wake you up at 6 o'clock in the morning, you will be happy to jump out of bed and do? Are you doing it? This is not a rhetorical question. How many of you are doing what you enjoy right now? For those, I just say lie. All of you are raising your hands. Then what are you doing in this room? So this is where I gotta get up, because I feel awful just sitting here. Ahead. So you raised your hand. What do you do?
Magazine publisher.
Now, to go into magazine publishing, you have to love it. So you didn't lie.
I teach students real life skills.
She likes what she does. I can tell. What do you do?
Marketing, Merit International.
That's too hard. I'm not sure if you like what you do. Not an entrepreneur? Any entrepreneur on this table?
Head product manufacturing.
She likes what she does.
Clothing and
Yours is for fun. That's right. No. Well, okay. You went. Okay.
Amazon, Kindle. So I love what I do. I love writing.
And she's too happy, so it's showing. Any entrepreneur on this table?
e-commerce, digital marketing.
You used your mind to enter this profession. You're sure.
She teaches as well.
Man, okay, what am I doing here? Now, these women know what they're doing. One more table. Here? Any entrepreneurs here?
Agriculture and real estate.
Wait, agriculture and real estate. How? You are finding land to farm.
No. I get investors, they purchase property, then I dig into the agriculture part in Africa.
Interesting. You said someone wanted to speak where? Where? Ah,
One
sorry.
and only Biggie.
I'm the CEO Biggie, and I love.
I didn't recognize her. I didn't recognize.
First off, let me do a quick check-in. Are you enjoying it so far?
Yeah, lots.
Okay, because I have the mic, so now I feel responsible for everybody's questions. So just project your questions.
My way, you're not paying me. I don't care. Carry on.
All right, so I want to get some, just maybe general questions out of the way, because I know by the time we ask people to ask their questions, it might come from a very personal place, right?
Okay.
And because we're still on that topic, entrepreneurship.
Okay, I'll behave. I won't get up again.
If we're in tourism, for instance, so maybe your business can somehow be aligned to tourism and hospitality, how can you do business with Dubai Tourism?
First of all, everybody's business is tourism. People think tourism is getting on a plane and going on vacation. That's not what it is. Case study Dubai was built on in quotes, tourism. It is agriculture, it is clothing, it is medical, it is hotels, it is restaurants, it is education, it is everything. And because Dubai realized that very early on in the game, the Department of Economy and Tourism built the platform on which Dubai was created. You want to work with Dubai Tourism. What I'm about to say is not just Dubai Tourism. You want to work with any organization. What value are you bringing to the table? The number of times people have walked up to me and said, Madam Stella, I want to work with you. I want to work with Dubai Tourism. I'll do anything. What the heck does that mean? I'm not making this up. Every week I get a proposal. And the proposal is not about the value they will bring, but what they want. If you're creating a pitch or going after work in any organization, do not focus on yourself or your company. Focus on what you or your company can do for who you're going to. That is how you get business. Let's assume you have a 5-page presentation. The first page, you introduce who the company is. The second page, boom, you're talking about what you are going to do for the company. That gets them excited to read the rest of it. If I have to wait to get to the last page before I find out what it is you want to do for me, you've lost me. And most times, you get to the last page and it's an ask. The sponsorship package. Seriously? And the sponsorship package does not add value to whoever it is you're pitching. So with Dubai Tourism, think about what Dubai Tourism does, or any organization. Think about what they do and how you can enhance what they do. If you can't, don't send in a pitch, please. Because many times you've got one shot to impress somebody and you want to waste it with silver and gold and bronze package. Come on, guys. That's what they do. 5 million, for 5 million, we'll put you on our Instagram. Are you freaking kidding me? Or you're coming to me telling me you're an influencer and you have 10,000 followers. I'm not an influencer. Even myself, I have more than 10,000 followers. So check yourself and what you're bringing to the table before you go to Dubai Tourism or any organization.
Can we get a round of applause for that? I think that was a good place to clap. So I see that in the room, I think it's either black or brown. I think we can categorize everyone as black or brown. You have a question? Yes. Is it in line with what we just discussed? Okay, great. I'll come to you.
Hi, thank you so much. So I have a question about.
To your mouth.
Okay, I have a question about what you said, right? About bringing value. But my question is, what type of value do you then bring to that person that then quantifies them to now say, okay, this is someone that I want to actually.
It depends on the organization.
Okay.
You're not going to go to a hospital and tell you the value I bring is I have 1 million followers.
Yeah.
If you have to understand the business that the organization is in and make sure that what you're bringing will benefit them. If you can't figure that out, stop your business. No, if you are an entrepreneur and you do not know where your product fits in to someone else's, then stop and take stock of yourself and figure out what are you really doing. So for instance, I'm trying to be basic here. If you own a hair salon and you want to go after Dubai tourism, do you know how many times in Dubai tourism we're bringing in VIPs or celebrities for a campaign and I can't find a hairdresser to do black hair? As basic as that. And then we have to find someone who's not familiar. This is not racist, but the way we do our hair in any culture is different from the way others do it. And I can't find anybody to do their hair.
Can I just chip in right there? So for those of you who do not know, I'm very passionate about personal branding, right? I always say that if you're trying to target someone, okay, you want to do business with Dubai Tourism, you've got to look like where you're going, right? They've got to look at you and say, "Ooh, we like how you look." Your presentation, for instance. So there's a packaging and there's a content. So to tie into what you said, do you know how many hairdressers, black hairdressers, are in Dubai?
Yes.
And now flip it.
Okay, I've
Dubai
been here
Tourism
9 years.
is looking for you.
I've been here 9 years. I know 2. And that's it.
She's not been to Dera, yeah? But listen, let's go back to personal
Now,
branding.
hold on. This personal branding. All right, and you said I've not been to Dera. Have they packaged themselves
Exactly.
that Dubai Tourism will be interested in doing business with them? Have they packaged themselves?
One of the problems we have here is problem of identity. People can't identify themselves. One of the things that backs me up, I don't have to be like you to be with you. I work in one of the top 10 places in Dubai. And people all over the world comes there. And I told them, my name is Ola, I'm from Nigeria. That's my first introduction. And he was like, are you the Oshpopi people? I said, no, I'm the Burna Boy people. And,
Woo! Come on.
Ashake, people like that. So by the time I put that image to them, they were like, yeah, I know Burna Boy. I know past identity. I don't have to be you. You don't have to be me. I remember when I met Pelumi. She just came in and I said, I just do some little stuff. I'm like, oh. And guess what? Everybody started looking for me back in Nigeria. But that's when I met her. I said, oh, my name is Oliver. I'm like, okay. No. In branding, identity.
Thank you.
However, I want to add to what he said. Dubai Tourism is a government entity. Again, know your organization. There's Burna Boy, there's Davido to do business with you. But because you were seen twerking at Biggie's restaurant
Or at Kiza,
you might not get selected. So be very careful.
Fantastic. So just to tie in and sort of just bring a close to what you said about there was an opportunity and you were looking, you couldn't really find. I'm just going to throw it back to the audience that perhaps some big organization is actually looking for you, actually looking for the service you offer, looking for your skill, your talent, looking for your ideas. How will they find you? That's your question to answer. I would tell you and say personal branding is one way. There's a way I teach it. Imagine who you want to work with. And as she said, make sure what you're delivering aligns with that person. So when I say look like, let it look like the kind of, that's what I mean. I'm not saying change your identity. I'm saying you've got to present yourself, your skills, your value in a way that is attractive to the person you want to work with. And the second point on that is it is possible. Because I do know that eventually you worked with Marta.
Yes.
So I know that eventually a beautiful Nigerian entrepreneur who owns a hair business here, Marta Vogue Hair, I believe, she eventually got a gig. And I'm so happy for her. And I'd like to thank you. Can we give her a round of applause? Because when you're able to connect with someone in the right office, then there's an opportunity for you. So perhaps it's a nice time to talk about opportunities and for people asking questions in their hearts, like, can I really get it done in this Dubai? This flashy, successful, beautiful city where you can come and, it's like Ferraris and Bugattis, like all over the place. Can a regular person come here and make it in that way?
Expats outside of the African community are doing it. Again, I can't say this. You cannot be everything to everyone. When someone asks you, what do you do? The answer is not anything you want me to do, which is a natural African whatever. People come to me and they say, I'm looking for a contract from Dubai Tourism. Oh, and then I'll ask, what is your product? And they will tell me, man, we can source anything. I'm like, really? I'm looking for people in strength in what they do. Are there opportunities in Dubai? Yes. Sometimes we get blinded by the need to hustle. The hustle, because you have rent to pay. You have to eat. And so you do things outside of your passion. At a certain stage in life, we all go through that. But don't ever forget your passion, because that's where your opportunities will come. Build it, step out of your comfort zone. Do not underestimate the power of networking. That person that you're sitting on the table with, that you're just meeting for the first time, will say one word and boom, it will click. It has happened to me so many times. Every job I've worked in, I started out in accounting and I hated it. The numbers and the spreadsheets, I wasn't feeling any passion. And then I got to work for Walt Disney World for several years, and that's where I started to feel that, so I can work for the next 50 years. Because prior to that, it was looking bleak. And I've stayed in the hospitality, tourism, and entertainment business for quite some time. But every single job that I have had in my career came because I networked with someone. One, I networked with someone, and two, the job I was doing, I did it so well that they wanted me on their team. You do not know who is watching you and watching what you do. Give it 100%. I don't care, even I don't care how low you think the job you're doing is. Do it well. Somebody's going to see you. And because of that behavior of excellence that they're seeing in you, they want you on their team. I used to be someone that I go into a restaurant. I can't tell you how many times I have recruited the person serving my table. Because 99% of the time, at least in America, the person serving your table is a graduate, and they're just doing this to get by. But they're doing it with excellence and passion to be able to pay their rent, and I want them on my team. So anything you're doing, otherwise you will not find that opportunity that you are looking for in Dubai. And you will not find it sitting in your house either, waiting for, God gets so angry with us sometimes because you are praying to God, God, give me money, give me a job, and you're in your house. How? He's given us everything that we need or want. We have to go get it. Faith without action is dead.
Good place to clap. Thank you. So I'll ask one more question and then we can take a bunch from the audience. I can see a few hands raised already. For those of you who don't know, she actually started by studying engineering. So
Three years in, I didn't fail long, but by my third year, my parents are academicians. So imagine dad, professor, mom, doctor. And my third year, I tell them, this school thing is not working out for me. My parents said, really? I sat in the house for 1 month. And my godfather comes to visit and sees me in lockdown. They were barely feeding me since I refused to go to school. And he said, well, maybe that's not her forte. Maybe that's not her route. Let's go try business, finance, accounting. I didn't know if it was my passion. I was passionless as far as I was concerned. And that's, finding your passion is so critical. I don't know how to help you do that, but you have to. He was the one that said, go do this degree. I went to four universities before I graduated my first degree. And my parents said, hallelujah, she has graduated. And I immediately, as soon as I graduated, I hopped into my MBA. My parents were like, who's this child? This is one that didn't want to go to school. She's now doing MBA. I was doing my MBA. I was married. I had 2 kids under the age of 3, and I was working full time.
wow, what a woman. So my question is to get your thoughts on pivoting and not staying stuck and being open to new territories, new spaces.
The ability to know when, I just got distracted because a dear little friend of mine just walked in and she's sitting right in front of me. I will beat her after the program. It's interesting that you brought up pivoting because we're doing a conference in Nigeria and one of the key segments is business transition or career transition, knowing when to move into something else. Because what you're in is not yielding results. Again, it is about discernment and faith. In 2013, I was in the United States and I pretty much lost my job. Lost because the company moved headquarters and I didn't want to move. So I took a severance package. So here I am, unemployed, a lot of money in the severance package. And what do I decide to do? Use that money, buy tickets for myself and my kids, and go to Nigeria for my father's 75th birthday. Remember, I'm unemployed. And I'm spending the little money I have to go and jolly in. But the intention was right. Honor your parents so that
This will be long.
So we go to honor my father. And I'm in the country, and a headhunter hears that I'm in the country, and I get offered a job because I was in Nigeria. If I was not there, would it have come?
No. Maybe.
And she said, maybe. He said, no. I think no. All the talk. Nothing really happens. I go back to America. My ex-husband at the time, and at that time I was a director when I became unemployed, and my ex-husband at the time told me that maybe I should go take a job in Walmart, which is why he's now my ex. But no. But I said to myself, is it time to move into another career, into another country? Within 1 week, I get a phone call again from Nigeria. And they were like, so-and-so would like to meet with you tomorrow for lunch. Who's the so-and-so? Tony Elumelu. Am I going to tell them that I'm not in the country? Or how the freak am I going to delay that lunch so I can get on a plane? I don't have money to get on the plane to go to Nigeria to do this. And I just casually, again, I know that you have to, discernment. Discernment is in everything. Know who you talk to. It's not everybody that you tell your problems. But I happen to tell this one friend of the challenge. He was a friend from high school, myself, him, and his wife, very close. And he said to me, I'll send you your ticket, just like that, to go to Nigeria. So we stalled the Elumelu angle. I'm going somewhere with this. And I get on a plane and I go to Nigeria within 24 hours. I go to that interview and I realize it's not the job for me. My spirit was, it just wasn't working. It wasn't clicking. I should be desperate. I have no job. I have no income. I've got children under the age of 20. As I'm walking out of the Transcorp Foundation at the time, I get another phone call. There's another company, and would I be interested? I had never heard of that company before in my life. I call my parents. My parents are like, Waka what? The name of the company was Waka Now. I said, you know what, Dad? At this point, I don't have a choice. And I'd like to be home. So I pack up all my bags. I moved permanently to Nigeria to join Waka Now. I have pivoted out of a country, out of an industry that I'm used to. I have moved into a brand new industry in a new country. Only discernment can help you pivot from one career to another. And only strong skill sets, whatever you are doing, grow your skill sets, because guess what? You can use them in any industry. I tell people, I hire for passion. I don't hire if you can use Microsoft Word or a spreadsheet, because I can teach you that, but I cannot teach you passion. And only passion will make you answer my phone call at 10 p.m. at night because you're passionate about the job. Wow. Thank you. So we'll take a bunch of questions from the floor. I'd encourage that you introduce yourself, just your name, what you do very quickly, and then please, like 30 seconds for your question. Don't tell us the history, just because you know, a bunch of people in the room. I want to take as many questions as possible. Who's going first? Okay, come forward. Yeah. Before we go, is Bonnie here? Is Bonnie here? Bonnie, sorry. I'm going to use him as an example before we get to your question. I don't know this man from Adam. I was working in Dubai Tourism, and they said, we want coverage, journalistic coverage from these 7 countries in Africa. So I reached out to a friend and I said, find me 5 journalists from each country, Ghana, Kenya, Nigeria, Ethiopia, etc. We paid for them. Return tickets, 5-star hotel, everyday activities, everything for them to experience Dubai. Bonnie was one of the journalists. Didn't know him from Adam. And he comes to me today and he says, I know you might not remember me or even know me. My name is Bonnie. I remembered him because he was very active when he got here. And he said, that trip transformed my life. Now, most journalists will not do anything for free. Is the brown envelope or there's got to be money. But a handful of these journalists from Africa, they heeded the call. We didn't even give them per diem. We didn't give them spending money. And they came on that trip, experienced something, and today, guess where Bonnie lives?
In Dubai.
Where do you live?
But I come here frequently.
And you're doing what here?
I bring African businesses here, help them get business. We actually have an event here on Tuesday.
Just because of that one trip then. So when
Pivoting.
pivoting, And when he's a journalist, now he's doing business and bringing business here. Because he came here, saw an opportunity, and guess what? He's pivoted a little bit. Have you pivoted fully? Have you left journalism?
I agree more the passion now.
Ah, you know what that means? That's a chicken change now. All right, let's take your question.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Everyone. My name is Emmanuel Lukotu. I'm an HR professional and business intelligence analyst. My
Who?
is HR professional.
Okay.
And business
I thought he said
intelligence.
nature professionals. Like, what the heck is We're all nature professionals here.
So my question is, recently I came up with an idea because I think it's linked to tourism concerning tenders. Tenders are what the government releases tenders, and as an individual or business, you go and manage tenders. Now, in my field, because I went online and checked some of these things, what are the steps you would advise, or what would you say that I can use to be able to win some of those tenders and actually get those contracts, especially from the government?
Okay, first of all, this is not unique to Dubai, but it is a challenge in any country to win a government contract. Your business has to be registered in that country. You have to have a bank account with capacity to execute a project. Because at least in Dubai, when you win a contract, there is nothing like mobilization fee. You have to be ready to start the contract with what you have. And so first of all, be registered, your company, have a bank account, and then you send a message to Dubai Tourism to be registered as a supplier. The only people who receive an invitation to respond to a tender are those whose companies are registered as suppliers. And when you reach out, and I will give you where you go to become a supplier. There, of course, you complete a form, and you assess the form and see if you meet the requirements. Once you get registered, then every tender that's out there from every government entity in Dubai, you will receive it as an email requesting you to participate in the tender. So first, make sure your company is registered, licenses paid, you have a bank account. Try and have some capacity in your bank account. Otherwise, you might win a tender and you can't do the job. And then make sure you register as a supplier with, just like Dubai Tourism has this supplier registration is for Dubai government. So the tender can come from any government entity, not just Dubai Tourism. Social media, those are the two, okay? You've been doing that. So I don't necessarily indulge in it, and after this conversation I would change. People send me messages all the time. Madam Stella, we would like you to wear our outfit for so, and I'm like, really? I mean, do you know my size? I'm conservative. Look, I'm wearing all black. I just like to keep it simple. I don't want any feathers, but if you find the right person to wear your clothes, which means what? You're giving it for free.
Exactly.
Now, she mentioned social media. Go through your list of followers. Identify those who have a strong presence or influence or a certain number of followers, and you reach out to them and say, please, I'd like you to wear this, and start to get visible. Visibility is the name of the game in your business. And unfortunately, that visibility is free to the person who's doing it for you. I know several Emirati fashion designers who's had humble beginnings. And this, even though this is their country, and they start sewing, some of them would approach us and clothe African celebrities for free. So how about you clothe someone not from your nationality? If they see 5 or 10 light-skinned, white people wearing your clothes at an event, that will carry a lot of weight. So step out of your comfort zone to find those people, and hopefully you start to make a little bit of traction.
So much.
She has a question. Oh, he has a question. Sorry.
Hello, good afternoon, guys.
Good afternoon.
My name is Freeborn Happiness.
Wait, your name is?
Freeborn.
Freeborn Happiness.
You're freeborn and you're happy. This is deep. Your parents really named you for success.
Thank you. I was actually born on a special day.
And my day is special too.
Okay, thank you so much. Now, my question is this. By God's grace, I am an employer here. I have a company, DSD Tourism, DSD Media, and also DSD Documentary.
Which one is your passion?
Tourism. And that was brought me here. But my question is this. I know secrets are makers of men. In my journey as an employer, I have had issue with working with staffs. And my greatest challenge is how I know millionaires don't sit in the office, go all their business. They have people. My challenge is how do we recruit the right people? How do we get the right person to be in the right place? What are the systems to put in place to make the business you have started and you train to go higher to get to the place you want it to be? What exactly does it take? I need help. Thank you.
Okay, who can guess what the first word I would say is? That's one, yes. That's yep. And another one. No. No. Discernment. Who said that? This girl. That's why she was able to drive from London to Lagos. No matter how much of a millionaire you are or how low you are, you must have discernment in everything you do, especially in who you hire. When I was hired for Dubai Tourism, you have the Director General, His Excellency. I'm not directly reporting to him. But for every executive level position that Dubai Tourism was hiring, he insisted on a 15-minute meeting with that person. He wanted to feel if this was the right person. So, no matter how high of a boss you are in your company, for the people on your management team, you must be involved in selecting them. And it's all about discernment when you sit and talk with them. If your company is not quite at that level, that's even the more reason why you should be involved. And like I said, these 4 people, they all have the skill of being to write in Microsoft Word. What is going to differentiate him from her? It's that passion. And if you are recruiting and you cannot identify the person who is passionate, then don't bother hiring anybody, because you will keep hiring the wrong person. And sometimes, again, this spirit of discernment is critical. Sometimes she might have more skills than he, but you look into him and you feel that passion. You hire him first, every time.
Can I say something to add to that? Just
Okay. Sorry.
Hi everyone. Just to add to what she said, I think for when you're interviewing people, yes, for the discernment, there are actually certain questions that you can ask that will trigger.
Yes.
So, and you will be able to tell that the person has passion. So beyond the usual skill set, what you do,
Yep.
there are some questions you ask. What gets you up in the morning? What's a fulfilled day to you? What
Yep.
do you feel like?
Beautiful
Some
questions.
things that you will ask and then you can get the...
Beautiful
Can I just
questions.
add to
I'm glad you brought that up. I remember when I had moved to Nigeria and I was hiring and growing the company. The one thing that I insisted on for everybody, I don't care if you had a PhD, was I needed a 1-page essay from you on something you were passionate about. I wanted to see how you communicated. and how you were able to put your vision and your eloquency in writing. 9 times out of 10, the person would not write anything, so they're gone already. Or 2, they're writing, this is a graduate, and I can't decipher the English. I don't know what language you're writing in. So that is critical. Forget about all those questions of where did you work before. People can lie about that stuff, and you can find out those things easily. But the question of what wakes you up in the morning, how many people can answer that question? It's a very difficult question. What wakes you up in the morning? It's a very difficult question.
Can I just quickly add to that as well? And I love your comment, and it ties in with that. Passion is energy that cannot be contained.
Yes.
So how do you spot someone who's passionate? Whatever space you find yourself, just do something. Road to success, I tell people, is not bringing me money. In fact, oftentimes, I've got to spend. But the energy I get, the fulfillment that I get from doing this. If you get a business deal today, I'm so made because I feel like, I use my skill, my passion, my network to create something that would benefit someone else. That is passion.
Let me put Palumi on the spot. Do you think that without a passion for what she wanted to do, that she would have made it from London to Nigeria? I guarantee you, the first roadblock, she would have given up. What kept her going was passion. Do not underestimate passion. Invoke it in your children, invoke it in your staff. Sometimes, if you look too much for external motivation, you will get nowhere. You've got to dig deep. She had a question. Okay, but she had her hand up. Yes, no, let him go.
Yeah, thank you very much, and quite an enlightening conversation we had so far. My name is Emmanuel, and I'm a tech enthusiast. Currently working into events and family entertainment. Right?
You're going to tell me how that matches. Tech enthusiast pivoting into events management. You want to do this, or there is this is what you want to do. Okay.
100%.
Okay.
Okay. So I followed it quite a bit, and from working on to Dubai tourism, I know that went sometime
to Saudi. That was the bad discernment on my part. I'm very quick to admit my mistakes and to step out of it quickly. I went to Saudi. Within 2.5 months, I knew it was the wrong move. I left. No job in sight. People were like, just manage it until another job comes. No, something happened to me once, and I realized that God needed me to step out in faith first before something else comes. When I resigned from Wakanao, I didn't have a job. I was in South Africa in a conference, and my colleague said, Stella, you are so uncomfortable. This is why I told you, when you are uncomfortable where you are, it's time to move. Stella, you're so uncomfortable. Just trust God. She didn't tell me what to do. All she said was just trust God. And I got back to Nigeria and I'm like, you know what? Trust God means, let me just resign. Don't have a job. People will look at me like I was mad. And I resigned at 9 a.m. in the morning. And at 1 o'clock in the afternoon, Dubai Tourism sent me a letter. If I hadn't resigned, God would have said, stay there. You don't trust me. So carry on.
Yeah, thank you for that. That's the question I wanted to ask, because I wanted to know what drives you. And I wanted
madness.
That's a fantastic response.
Yeah, and I wanted to know how you manage the challenges around you.
Man, I hate challenges because when you're in it, you can't see anything else. And your spirit is down. But by personality, my friends call me 10 seconds. 10 seconds. 10 second anger, 10 second unhappiness. I mean, if you work for me and you do something wrong or make a mistake, I will chastise you right now, and then I'll walk to the front door, and I cannot remember what the situation was. It's 10 seconds. So if you like, be stewing there in your anger. I've moved on. It's good and it's bad. Sometimes it makes people feel I'm shallow because I don't dwell on things. But the choice to be unhappy is yours.
Yeah.
There's nobody else's. Only you decides how long you stupidly stay in that unhappiness. No matter, it doesn't mean that the reason why you're unhappy has gone away, but it's your choice to remain unhappy. You're still in the same situation. I mean, but so to your point,
What keeps you going, drives you?
yeah, what drives me, man? I recently did a skill set test by Gallup, and it said that one of my strengths is something called significance. I like to be significant. I didn't say important, significant. I want to be part of your story. I want to be part of your story. I want to be part of your story. I want to be significant in anything I do or with whoever I'm relating to. And that's what keeps me going. Whether it's an NGO or at work or in friendship, I want to be significant. I want to make an impact. I can't be in an organization and you will not hear my voice and things are not moving. I'll step out. We've got to be doing something. So that's what keeps me going. And as for the challenges, like I said, the challenge might not go away. How you choose to be in the challenge is what makes the difference. How do you choose? What is your attitude when you are waiting on God? Are you frowning? Are you crying? At some point, God will say, oh my God, this woman again, will she ever, you know? When you're going through whatever crap you're going through, just be happy. Yep.
Shireen?
So you worked for Disney.
Yes.
So looking back on the years that you worked for Disney, what is the one thing that really surprised you the most that you learned from them?
When Disney makes the claim, and this is back, where's the gentleman who was asking about hiring? Somewhere, okay. When Disney makes the claim that they are the happiest place on earth, it is not a joke. Whether you are the person sweeping the ground, taking dust, or you're in an executive office, everybody in Disney is so damn happy, it's nauseating. I was like, what the heck? They purposely hire for happiness. Realizing that if you hire a happy person, no matter the situation at work, it is their natural countenance to be happy. So they will make the guests happy. And they will be happy in what they are doing. And they will stay because they are happy. So find out what talent or persona you need in your office environment so that people stay and they project that onto the customers.
Good one.
Maybe Disney is the one that taught me how to be happy, but I'm not one of those people that goes, but those people are so happy, it's ridiculous. I've never seen anything like it. Show me one person who has figured out life. I once asked my mom, because my kids were bugging me, and they're in their 20s, and I was frustrated, and I said to my mom, oh my gosh, when are these kids going to stop asking me for stuff or calling me until my mom looked at me. She goes, have you stopped? And I'm in my 50s, and I haven't stopped. That just shut me up. So nobody has figured it out.
So that doesn't mean the passion you claim to have is...
No, but what will keep you on that path, even though things have fallen, is that passion. Passion will take you through those obstacles and those hurdles.
What I'm saying now is, okay, currently I'm doing A with passion. I still have the passion, but I I realized it's not going the way I want it. So
Meaning it's not giving money.
Well, exactly. That's what I wanted to ask that. When you say not going the way you want, you're talking about money?
Not only money, at times, not only money.
Okay.
But the drive at times does not match with your energy, what you
And that happens a lot. Everybody expects it. You will be doing something that you love and it's not working. Don't give up. You look at all the celebrities today, it didn't happen overnight.
Yeah.
Denzel Washington will tell you that he was in the acting business for 20 years before he made it. It doesn't happen overnight. And anyone who's expecting overnight success, the same quick way it happened is the same quick way it will go away. So don't, and again, that's why I said you need passion, because if you might be doing something for a year or 2 years and you're not seeing the end at the light of the tunnel, but you know what you wanted to do. So you stick with it because of that passion and it will reveal itself. Maybe it's just one little resource you need. Maybe it's meeting one single person. That's why I said networking is important. You do not have all the keys to make a success in your life. You need help. If you think you can do it on your own, carry on. You need help. Even if you think you can build this microphone on your own, oh yeah, build it. But you still need people to buy it. So you need help. So my son has been a professional football player since he was 13 years old. He moved to Germany, signed with Hanover, 96, played for a few years, moved to England, moved to Portugal, moved back to States, different places, since he was 13. We always told him, what is your plan B? Everybody needs to have a succession of plans to fall back on if plan A does not work. It doesn't mean that you don't believe in that first plan, but you have to have plan B, plan C. So his plan B, well, of course, was education. So while he was playing pro football, he was doing school in the off season, and he got his degree. But remember, he has no job experience. So now he's 26 years old, doesn't quite feel like playing pro anymore, and he wants to start working. Yes, he has a degree, but his resume looks like crap. Played here, who wants a footballer to come and do it? So he moves to Dubai. No, before he moved to Dubai, this is grounding, you guys. He's in the United States, and what does he start doing while he's waiting? Uber. He uses his car in America for Uber. He's driving 15 freaking hours a day. This is someone who has gone from making thousands as a football player, and now he knows he's got to do what he has to do, so he's driving Uber. I can't drive 1 hour, talk less of 15 hours. He does that for a few months and he goes, okay, Mom, I'm ready to move to Dubai. I said, no problem. He gets to Dubai, we work on his resume. Again, it has nothing in it. And I said, let me tell you something. I can't work magic. I can't get you a job. But what I will tell you, do not underestimate the power of internship. Unpaid internship. I told my son, you want to get your foot in the door, you take unpaid internship. He said, but how am I going to be an eligible bachelor? Eligible for who? Bachelor, women?
For the
No. So the first job that came along was unpaid internship. I said, now when you get in there, you show what you can do. And if you're good at it and your attitude is right, watch what God will do. He goes for the interview. They give him the unpaid internship. He volunteers his services even before the start date. And before the start date, they get back to him and say, we found some money. Your internship will be paid. So he goes in, starts the paid internship. It was supposed to be for 90 days. By the 26th day, they offered him a permanent job. That could be anybody's story, but you have got to get your foot in the door. Do not underestimate internship. Unpaid or paid. You would like it to be paid. But every employer, and for the gentleman who talked about hiring, offer 10 internship positions. Let them come in and work for you. First of all, those who accept the internship, you know they're thinking bigger. They know they have to get their foot in the door, and they know they have to prove themselves. You focus on those people. And if you can afford, first of all, you wanted the staff, you were willing to pay the staff. So when you bring them in as unpaid internships, don't hesitate. Within 1 week, if you see some talent, offer them paid, still internship, because you're still assessing them, and then see what shakes out. She's reminded me, I want to talk to you guys about two things. One, how did I come to know Biggie? Somebody in Nigeria who knows I live here and knows that I like to eat eba every day, sent me her information, said, please patronize this lady. And she also reached out to me on social media. The same way you want help from other people, you better be giving it.
Yes.
If her friend in Nigeria had not reached out to me, first of all, I would not have responded to her DM. But somebody else who has nothing to gain from it, likes her food, and sent me a message. How are you supporting the people you like? Are you telling people about your friend's business? You're not, nobody's going to talk about yours. There's a story in the Bible. When you want, the translation is that what you are looking for, you have to give that thing in order to receive it. If you're looking for money, are you giving other people money? If you're looking for a job, who have you helped get a job? I'm not saying that you hire them, but you're pointing them in the right direction. I've seen people, their car is breaking down, and they know they need a new car. They can't afford one. They give that car that is breaking down to their mechanic. They dash it. And the next thing you know, it's somebody has dashed them a car. These are not fake stories. So whatever you are looking for, give it, and you will get it back. The Bible talks about the widow's mite. She has no food to feed herself and her child. One last remaining meal. And the mumu in her told her to give that meal to somebody else. Is that not madness? And she did. And what happened to her?
A lot more.
There's stories.
Hi, Kim. So it's awesome. My name is Noel. I'm a psychology student and an entrepreneur. For context, we teach students real life skills like public speaking, charisma, all of these things. Up to this point, we've been talking to, let's say, the parents, and then they enroll their students. And then we thought we could do a lot more. Why don't we partner with schools in the region so that we can reach and impact a lot more people at once? But how do we reach that point where we can, let's say, contact school leaders? Because we've tried emailing, we've tried getting in contact with them. So if someone were to, let's say, reach out to you, how would you advise them to go about it so that you not only respond, but are also interested to hear more?
Cold calling. You know what cold calling is? Yes. I hate it, but it works. Sometimes someone needs to see you, to assess you visibly, in order to give you a chance, or in order to hear what you have to say. And now, in the time of technology, a 30-second video of, if you say you are a public speaker and you would like to be invited to speak at so-and-so, send them a 30-second clip of you speaking. Of course, if you are not passionate about speaking or about the topic, it's going to show in your video and nobody's going to call on you. But if you are, they'll be like, wow, she carries herself so well. I would love to have her. And do it for free. To get your foot in the door, you have to do a lot for free. 99.9% of the influencers and the celebrities that I facilitated coming to Dubai for any reason, I didn't pay them a dime. I said to them, okay, you say you have 10 million followers and you can do X, Y, Z. Prove it to me. And then those who were smart, they realized the association of them, their brand, with Dubai brand, and they said, no problem. Yes, I pay for their flights and their hotel, but no fee or anything like that. And they come here and they work their magic. And when they see the impact on their career from just the association with Dubai tourism, they don't even bother asking for money anymore, even for future gigs.
Sorry. How about the press? I mean, shouldn't the press be consulted to tell a brand story or tell an actual story?
This press, they always want money. Where are they? The two of them.
I mean, because, you know, no matter how advanced the press is or the person you're dealing with in the press, there is always something that they want that you can do exchange. You give them and they give you, maybe. But I mean, I don't know at the government level what that's like.
No, the press is one industry where at the end of the day, they want some money. They will do some things for you for free. They will, because you're giving them content.
Yeah.
And they need content so that people continue to like their news platform. But when all content is said and done, something has to exchange hands. Now, I say that, but I will tell you that in my very humble career, all the TV, news, radio, everything that has been published about me in writing, interviews, I've never had to pay a dime. Because these are press that were proud that I'm, one, a woman, two, I'm black.
Because there's the story to tell.
And they just wanted to tell the story. I've been everywhere, even CNN. I have not, and I didn't even solicit. But because they were just happy that, you know, it's a woman, and, you know, these men, they don't think we women can do much. So when they say a woman do something, they want to propagate it. So cold calling, again, things for free. I know that you should be paid, but do it that first time for them for free. But they don't know what they're getting. So that's why the video or the cold calling has to work, because they don't know you.
So just
Palumi has one more. Okay. You come up here.
Please, can we give a round of applause?
I would like to call everyone up here to give them a round of applause, because I know you guys are all dynamic in your ways.
I just want to add to what you said. Someone mentioned this to me and I kind of hold it dear to me.
Do you guys know her story? Everybody? Okay. I thought she was mad.
Everyone. Such an honor to be here. Thank you so much for the love. I just want to piggyback from what you said. Someone mentioned to me, and it's something I hold very dear to me. Send ships out every day. And what she was saying that it's not ship like there, like not that, like cargo ships. Like just send them out every day. And what the person was like, when you just send these things out, you don't know what they're gonna get. It's like fishermen. It's like they go fishing, sometimes they come home with truckloads, sometimes they come with nothing. But every single day, they go out there and they go get something. So that's something I hold to me. Every day before I go to bed, I must have sent an email, send a connection, just anything. You just don't know what will come out from there. So every day, just make it a thing that you're getting a small person to know about what you're doing, putting your story out there, because without that, there's just so much opportunity that comes from there. Thank you.
Can I just wanted to use that opportunity to talk about Palumi. So we're supporting Palumi's Dubai homecoming. So Palumi's day is actually Friday next week. The flyer is up there, and we're talking about building confidence. Road to Success is so proud to be supporting this homecoming event, and it's happening at the Bureau Friday. There is a ticket, and there's early bird as well, so sold out? Oh, sorry. Everybody is sold out. That's why you should follow Road to Success, so you know. But there are more tickets. So next Friday, we gather again to celebrate Palumi. And as we say, that thing you want, give it to somebody else. This is your chance to celebrate something good, celebrate something beautiful, because I know by God's grace, we're celebrating you as well.
So to add to this event, some of you are entrepreneurs. You want someone to come to your event. Are you going to theirs? Do you know who you're going to meet at each event? I say this because people like Lady Mayowa and some other African indigenes, they do a lot in Dubai, and nobody shows up. If we're not showing up for things in our industry or people we know or to support, who's going to show up for us? So it's important. I know me on a Saturday here at 11 a.m. Come on now. I mean, Saturday is for sleeping in, but I showed up and I'm so proud. I'm telling you, this is the first time in Kiza that we have started an event on time. Normally, it's like 2 hours late, and this turnout is amazing. So thank you all. Thank you all.
Thank you. I think we have one last comment, and then we begin to wrap it up. There is still time to meet, to drink, have a bite. There will be time after the conversation, but let's just take this one last comment and then I'll wrap it up.
She has a company that she hires. See the power of networking. You might have someone that you can refer to her, but if she were not speaking and willing to share this, she might not get her next best employee.
So I just said I should share.
That's amazing. That's amazing. Thank you so much. That's amazing.
Thank you so much. Who's enjoyed this conversation? No, if you know, we said passion.
She was.
Right now.
And guess what? Your interns will be more loyal to you. After my son went to intern with this company and they offered him a paid position, guess who came knocking on his door? Emirates Airlines. And he says to me, "Mommy, I'm not interested." I'm like, "Are you mad? That's Emirates Airlines." So he goes through all the motions. They send him an offer letter and he turns them down. He is loyal to the people who gave him a chance when he didn't have qualifications. Emirates Airlines was in shock. The VP called me like, your son, he just said he not come? I'm like, nope, he's not coming.
Auntie, did you just speak Dubai English now? All right. Guys, it's been such an amazing conversation. Who feels like it shouldn't stop?
And put your hands down.
I know that I've had to turn down one or two extra hands who wanted to maybe ask a question or comment, but we've just got to keep it sweet and nice so you keep coming back for more. Plus, I'm sure she'll be here a few more minutes. You can feel free to network, interact, meet her, grab that selfie, do something. A few people I've got to acknowledge before we wrap up. This event, as I said, for those who came really early, and thank you for coming early for those of you who did, I said it would almost not have happened if it wasn't for a friend of mine who said, "Maiwa, don't worry, just go ahead." Craft, where are you? Can you raise your hand?
Well, oh, wait. This is Craft.
Yeah. Well, God gift, but I call him Craft because he's a craft whiz.
His number is in my phone. You are my design.
Yeah.
You see this guy? Please.
Are you recording?
See what entrepreneurs do. He started looking at all the celebrities that were coming in from Africa. I think it was Anita Okoye was the first one. She came with her kids. They bought sneakers. He approached her somehow, social media somehow, and said, "I can customize these sneakers for you." Unpaid, he customized their Nikes with their names and glitter and everything. And Anita went viral on her social media with what he had done. And he's still here today doing it.
So if you want to customize your sneakers or you need any creative thing done, Craft is your guy. He supported us for this event, not just with his skill, with the graphics and all the videos that you see, but also just saying, Maya, go ahead and do it. I know it's last minute. Go ahead and make it happen.
And he's good at what he does. You need to be good at what you do. I have specific examples of people who have offered free product to celebrities and the product was not good. I had one who sent food to my house for the Dubai girls, Omoni Oboli, Uche Jumbo, and the rest of them. They were in my house. And she sent at least 2,000 dirhams worth of food. It was all bad. It did not taste nice. They even called her and said, Madam, rectify this thing or we will post